Where's your climbing going? What excites you the most? Having finished Burden, is V18 the motivation? Is 15C or 15D or 16A the motivation? Are you thinking about any of that stuff?
Definitely not 60-day, but yeah. So basically, the absolute dream would be to find a like limit level project. To be honest, I'm not bothered whether it's a boulder or a short route, but I'd like it to be probably a long boulder or a short route. In the style that I described earlier. So yeah, super basic, super just crimpy, and maybe cool drop knees or undercuts. But yeah, the dream would be to basically to find something in that style. That's what I'm currently looking for, and just have it as like a long-term, like 4-year project where it really just pushes me to my like complete limit. I'd really like to find that. Whatever grade it ends up being, I'm not sure. I'm not overly bothered, but I'd really like to have that super long-term dedicated project.
That's awesome. How closely does Excalibur fit that bill? It sounds like it's maybe pretty similar.
Yeah, I think so. It's got the rest in the middle, which was a bit like, oh, damn. But not quite the pure power endurance. But I'm hoping that I'm hoping, I could be wrong, but I'm hoping it won't be a multi-year project. I think hopefully I'll do it.
Seems like you're already close.
Yeah, I'll do it this winter, because I had, I think, 5 sessions when I was there in December, and I felt like I could get up to the second last move in the next session or two. After those, I fell off just after the rest, I think, which is like just after halfway on my best goes. But yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be long to be getting up to the last couple of moves, which I know would be the crux on the ground, but I feel like it's very achievable. Yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say, I'm looking for something like a bit like Burden, where the individual moves take a long time to do as well, whereas Excalibur, the moves came together. I did almost all of them in the first session, I think. So
I would love to hear you break that one down and give a little more context about just how hard the climbing is on something like that. So Stefano did it, called it 9B plus, is that right?
Yeah.
And it just looks, I mean, it's a 9B plus, but like probably the most dense, short, kind of angry style of 9B plus that's been done so far, potentially. And then seeing Stefano show up and try the replica and then go try Burden of Dreams, and seeing how well he did on it, given that he's not really a boulderer at all. It's like, wow, how hard are these routes that he's been doing? Like how hard are the moves on these things? What are your thoughts on that? Like, what are some of the hardest moves on Excalibur, like relative to some of these really cutting edge boulders?
Yeah, that is a good question. So, I mean, firstly, Stefano's strong as anything. Like, he's a really, really strong climber, which is insane. Then how good his endurance is on top. I think I'm trying to think of moves in Excalibur. So most of the moves fairly easier. I think I graded it as like the first half would be 8B to 8B plus boulder. So 13 to 14. Then you get the rest in the middle, which is not a good rest. It's very bad, but you can shake a couple times. And then the top half would be 8B plus to C boulder. So yeah, probably. So like 14, 15-ish.
Wow.
Which in like terms of a breakdown is very similar to, it's not that different to Elfane, but it's, double the amount of moves, I guess. Individual move wise, the hardest move on Excalibur, if you include like the footwalk from the move before as well, is probably quite similar to the last. It's probably like a 1 move 8A. It could be. It could actually, it potentially could be that hard. Maybe 7C to 8A. So individual moves aren't absolutely desperate, but like in comparison to Burden, for instance, but they linking them together, where you have to do like 18 in a row, is crazy. Finishing, I'm like, 80. So because the second half of the route you could break into 2 points because you clip at 1 point, and the first couple moves could be like 8A boulder, and then you do 1 to 3 moves as the second half. And those 3 moves just by themselves, yeah, could be like 8A plus 8B.
Wow.
So it's pretty savage.
That's so crazy to think about. That's insane. That's awesome. What's next for you, Will?
Waiting for winter to come again. Yeah.
What are you gonna do all summer? I mean, it sounds like you're gonna keep looking for cool things to try. Maybe try to make the best of the spring weather. Hopefully you get some colder days. Do you just go into training mode all summer? Or do you have trips planned?
I've mostly done training over the last couple summers. I was really keen to come out to Colorado actually. I'm really keen for all of America. I've never climbed outside, so I've got tons I want to do. And I was kind of thinking I would have done the trip in March where I went to Excalibur and then a couple days just to check out Burden, and then would have had like some point for April come out to America. Whereas now I'm like already like, oh man, it's probably getting a bit hot for everything I want to try. So I'm not quite sure whether to still come, as we're already kind of coming into May soon. So yeah, I'm not sure with that. Basically, I've got nothing planned for the next couple weeks or months, so maybe I'll end up in Flatanger, look at Silence. Maybe I'll go to Seus, check out some routes there. I need to check if I've actually got enough days in Europe, but yeah, just trying to think of where's cold, where I can go, basically. Because once it goes above 10 degrees for me, it's not good. Obviously Celsius, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but
yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it's really cool to me that you're like, I just want to find something hard. Could be a boulder, could be a route, doesn't really matter. Do you ever do anything to train your endurance, or do you just get fit on the routes when you go on a sport climbing trip?
I mean, in the past I would do it circuits a lot for like hump climbing, so I was super into training endurance. Recently I've not done really much at all, and mostly just got fit on routes when I've tried them. Like when I did Estado Critical in Sierrana, it's like the famous sort of 9A there. It's like super funny. You do like an 8A start, and then there's a 7C boulder, which is like the crux, and then just endurance-y to the top. I'm not quite sure what the top breakdown is, but basically everyone that tries it is an endurance climber because it's this 40-meter route, and everyone, when they stick the boulder the first time, most people climb to the top. Whereas I think I did the boulder on my second try, and then basically fell on it, like each go I just fall like one move higher till I eventually got to the top of the route. So yeah, I'm more like normally end up building the endurance out there, but if I got psyched for a route on a route trip, I would train for it. I do circuits.